Good day, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Industrial Tunes adventures to hopefully becoming an industrial mogul. Tonight, nothing real major to go over. We're going to go over some improvements that happened since the last time. We did go ahead and train into frigate level 3, which actually increased our cubic meters per second from I think 2.8, 2.7 to 3.0. So training into the frigate is making a huge difference, as well as the bonuses from the mining laser upgrade and also being able to use Tech 2 mining lasers. This is going to get better as we move into our barge and then eventually into our exhumer. So, and then that's a whole separate video in itself. As we move into the barge, we'll go over the advantages, disadvantages of each, and how pretty much the use case scenarios of when you would use those particular ships. So, just like I've been saying, always make sure you do your daily skilling spree if you can. So I will actually load into the Thrasher here. Thrasher, hissy fit. Kids, when they throw a hissy fit or a hissy fit, start thrashing around. You know, dad joke things. And usually how I handle this is I go ahead and jump to the... I don't mean to do... I'm going to remove this location. Asteroid belts. I just jump to the asteroid belts. There's usually at least one, if someone hasn't gone ahead and gone ahead and cleared them out before I have. It is a bit later in the day. People have probably already handled their business. Nothing in one. The reason I do the right click and then choose, it never changes the order, so I know that once I'm here and it shows that I need to approach the location, that the next one is going to be the one I need to warp to. Nothing there. Right, so see how it says, I guess, look at or track, but then I know that the next one is one I haven't visited yet, so then I'll go ahead and jump there. Just how I make sure I go through each one and I don't end up visiting one that I've already been to. Sheesh. I just might be out of luck today. There's nothing special about this build. Passive tank. Again, it's not really a ship for doing anything other than killing one or two rats to get my daily. If anything, we'll just jump out to the minefield, start talking on our topics, and I'll let the drones do their thing, and hopefully it's not such a close call like it was last night. Oh, look, someone already cleared it out and abandoned the wrecks, so yeah, it looks like we're not doing anything today. So we're going to find... This guy is where I am docked up. So we'll grab our venture. We'll head out to the asteroid belt, and we will let things. Hopefully the rats show up. Hopefully they're not coming in threes like they did yesterday and put me in armor. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check Pirate Stronghold And again, at Gur, so 3 jumps away, not in our system, so I should not be affected by Blood Raiders landing on me and destroying me with probably 1 shot. Those ships that spawn for those are no joke, and they will alpha a venture. And there's basically no getting away because they have webs and scrams, so they will prevent you from warping away. And the webs will slow you down enough that you can't outrun them. So we'll jump in belt 1. Guess we should go over some safety rules as far as mining. As you saw, that I warped to 0. Not really advised when you're doing a more expensive ship. So normally what I'll do is I'll jump out to the field. I usually jump out on adventure so I don't scare people away. If I jump out there in like a jackdaw or something like that, people get scared and they warp away, and I don't want to interrupt people's mining. But a good safety measure that I do is I choose an asteroid that is off the warp in. So let's just say we'll take this guy, we'll save location for 3 hours, and that's that. And then I'll jump back to where I am, to where I keep all my ships currently. And then I'll choose my spot and I'll warp to 10. So now if someone comes in the system and they're a ganker or something like that, and they go, oh, I'm going to go to asteroid belt 1 and land on the asteroid belt. When they come in, I'm going to be 75 off, so they're going to have to make a hard charge to get to me. And if I'm alert enough, I should be able to survive. And I landed on the stupid thing. So I got ricocheted off of it. See how far it pushes me away. Not bad. We'll do a survey here. See how much is in that rock. So, good amount. We'll be able to mine this for a little bit. Great. Got both lasers firing. I'm going to go ahead and release my drones and let them orbit me, and I'll make sure that they are set to aggressive and focus fire. This way, anything that takes aggressive action against me, they will automatically engage and hopefully kill. They're only Tech 1. They don't do a terrible amount of damage. I only have the ability to control them. I don't have, in this case, Minotaur drone specialization and everything to make sure that they do more damage. That will come later on. And because I'm in a venture, I'm probably not going to be targeted. But one of the bad things about this is if your drones attack something, they can then put a limited engagement timer on you, which means someone that is attacking you can actually now fire upon you freely. So that's something to kind of keep our head wrapped around. So what they would do is they would come in, they would attack you, the drones would kill them, or they would get concorded. They would then jump to a ship that's in the system, not docked, because they'll take an engagement timer. They will not be able to dock, but they'll warp back to where this other ship is. They will jump into that ship. They will come. There's a limited engagement with you, and now they can kill you without getting concorded. Okay, so the main topic for tonight, I want to talk about corporations. I am on my main. I'm in a corporation, alliance, and coalition. We control a good, I would say, an area of nullsec, and it works out. I mean, I lucked out. I got into a corporation that was strictly in high sec. They put up structures. They started their industrial. They started mining moons. They started a bunch of things. I am a PvE director, so I was hosting level 4 fleet missions. We used to do things that would make it challenging, like run them in just T1 ships with meta builds, and then have like Logi and stuff like that. And those were pretty fun. It kind of taught you how to work as a team, which actually comes in very important in nullsec, because you're when it comes to having to defend sovereignty, you understand, there's someone that's in charge, and you want to pay attention to that person and take commands, and not just do things all willy-nilly, get yourself out of position and get yourself killed, and then basically lose the ISK battle. That's how most battles, for me, seem to be measured. Who lost the most ISK? You want to exhaust someone's ISK reserves as best you can, and that determines the winner of a battle, of a war. Besides, obviously, turf. If someone's going to push into, I don't know, say Providence, and they're in Tenerife or something like that, that's a turf war. So, corporation. I would say don't be afraid to try a few. I personally will usually take one of my free slots for and that's how I will test things. And that way, that if I join a corporation, I can kind of get a feel if I like it or not before I actually bring my main in. It sometimes it's hard to find a good fit. The one thing that I would definitely do is don't conform to the corporation. If you look at a corporation ad and they're like, oh, we do industrial and yada yada yada, and then you join it and everything is, no, we don't want to go out and mine today, because we're going to, we have a CTA or call to arms or a strat op or stuff like that. If you're into PvE and they're doing more PvP, and vice versa, if you're into PvP and they're doing more PvE, and it doesn't fit your taste. But I can tell you, most corporations that I've been, they try to take in, I would say the best corporations I've been in, is they try to take advantage of all aspects of the game. One day you may be doing PvP, one day you may be doing, mining a moon, the next day you may be trying to wipe out an entire Morphite, or not Morphite, what is that? Mercoxic, belt, or an entire ice belt, and then waiting 4 hours for the ice belt to respawn. Just so much stuff you can do in this game, and in Null, everything's kind of nice, compact. Not quite as compact as a wormhole. I mean, you can do anything you want to do in a wormhole. Everything's all self-contained, but with risk comes reward. Wormhole life is a tough life. I don't do very well in a wormhole. I've lost too many ships in a wormhole, so I don't really play around in the wormhole life. I have not explored Pontchartrain. Maybe I should. I hear there's some real fun there. I just don't do it. I have my niche that I like to do in the game, and that's what I do. I am, in real life, I'm very money motivated, and in Eve, I'm the same way. I make really good ISK in nullsec, and I don't steer away from what works, but the old saying is, fortune favors the brave, and I am less than brave. I hate losing my ships. I guess that's just maybe a personal flaw. But anyway, back to topic here. Selecting a corporation, again, don't be afraid to try a few. And don't feel like you're obligated to do anything within a corporation if it's not working out for you. Be wary of corporations that request things from you. You need to provide X amount of ISK every month to be in our corporation. That's just dumb. Don't fall for that. And another thing I always say is this is a game. Some corporations really do treat this as a second life, and I always call this a game, but this is not a game. It's a simulation. I feel like this is like a second job sometimes, and that's not for everybody. The goal of my job in real life is to earn money, and the goal of my job in Eve is to make ISK. So. Okay, so corporations operate in different aspects. So some corporations are high sec only. Some corporations are low sec and high sec. Some corporations are strictly null sec. Some are wormholers. Some are Pontchartrain. If I'm even pronouncing it right, again, I'm not really up on this Triglavian stuff. I fly a Nurgle for my burner missions, and that's the extent of my Triglavian knowledge. So forgive me for anybody who's more experienced in listening to this. And then there are corporations that have operations that operate in high sec, low sec, null sec, and a wormhole, which is great because then you get to choose whatever you want to do, and you know all the people that you're working with and don't have to change around and get yourself reacquainted. If you say, oh well, I want to operate in null sec today, but tomorrow I want to explore wormhole life. And this goes into how I chose my current corporation. The current corporation that I'm in, and again, not the one that I'm in with this tune. I'm talking about my main. I had actually ventured into low sec to do some PI or planetary interaction because the resources were much better in low sec, and I had some pretty good luck. And one day I just got unlucky with someone that was camping a custom office, and he killed me. And we had a good laugh about it, and I ended up joining his corporation because he was the CEO. And we got along for the most part, and we've become space friends. And I joined his corporation, and I've been with them. I've been with their alliance. When they joined a coalition. I was with them when they moved from a high sec only and non-war deckable to a war deckable corporation, and then from a war deckable high sec corporation to operating in high sec and null sec. We took over working with a coalition. We took over a portion of space that we now protect and own and reap benefits from, and it just fit my gameplay. I will say that even with this tune going on with our goals, the goal for this tune is to eventually move into we'll definitely move into nullsec, probably not the same corporation that I'm in now, just simply keeping things separated. and we'll probably move into a corporation that is aligned with my current corporation. Just keeping my loyalty straight. So yeah. But yeah, the goal of this, keeping with goals, goal will be to eventually be into nullsec, or for all we know, we may go into owning a station, creating a holding corporation that is in charge of the station, so I can't be war decked, which means I can mine without being killed, and the killer, being war decked, or jeez, I can't even talk. And the killer not being concorded, because once you're at war, Concord doesn't care. If they sign off on the war, they will not intervene if you get ganked. So, kind of something to keep in mind there. So, I guess the question is, how do you join a corporation? Sometimes people will post in local if they will join a corporation. The one thing that I've done, if you go to your open channel window here, and you go to not player channels. If you go to corporate, and then you go to and you go. Sorry, I was watching whatever that Guru Diva was, but they showed up last night, and I think they were doing what I was doing, hunting rats, probably for their daily. But what you can do is you can join a recruitment channel, right? You will get spammed, so get ready for that. But usually watching this, you may find something that sparks your fancy. I doubt I'm going to find a corporation that I'm going to join today. Actually, I should pull this out, because I'm going to probably blur down here so you can't see what's going on. Oh, cargo's full. Put that down there for now. Recall. Turn off that laser. It's going to ping me again, and we are going to warp within 0. So I'm going to warp within 0. I don't know if I've gone over this, and if I've gone over this, I'm just repeating myself, so forgive me. Okay, we'll pull this up here. But as you see, there's a lot of people in here that are going to be trying to recruit. So this is a good starting point. We'll go into other things as well. Alright, so the great thing about player-owned stations, another great thing, I know I always talk them up, would be the ability to open cargo deposit, transferring what's in my cargo bay, dragging it down here, and then hitting transfer. So now this has been moved to my hangar within the structure, and then I can warp within 10 again. And this channel is usually much more chatty, right? But some people put up their corporation ads, and they'll say high sec or caboose, fleet operations, or buyback, free BPCs or blueprint copies, which is useful because then you don't have to buy your own BPOs, which is great when you're first starting out. For me, I try to buy BPOs as I can, get them researched, and I think that's just a personal thing for me. I don't think everybody does that. Let's get linked up with a rock again and get our drones back out. So we should have mined 5,000, well actually a little bit more, because with the latest update, I'll show you once it pops up here, once we get through a cycle. Something that happens with T2 miners, and also when you start using modulated strip miners with crystals, which we'll go over, but there's a thing called waste now. So come on, waiting for the cycle to complete, and we'll see it pop up here. So then there's this thing called waste, right? So this mined 1805 units and threw it into my cargo hole, but also mined 1805 that were tossed to waste. So that means that I mined so on that cycle, 181 M3 was transferred into my cargo hold, but 181 was also mined and thrown to waste. So that's 361 that was mined, and then you saw that was a double waste cycle. So 361 M3 were mined in, and 361 was tossed to waste. So and then here, so we have 1805 that was wasted, and then also a 0. So yeah. So that when you're looking at how much is in there, when you're like, oh, I'm gonna get 5,000 out of this rock, well, you're gonna get 5,000 out of it, but you may only get 3,000 that goes into your hold, and the rest of it's gonna go to waste. This is especially important when you are when you're mining rare stuff like R64 Moon Goo. I try to produce as much waste as possible. So either I'll use tier 1 miners, tier 1 strip miners, I guess I would say, and then I will also use, if I'm using modulated, I'll use a type A crystal, which produces the least amount of waste, and then I will not use mining drones. So, alright, so you can see people are throwing their stuff out here. So this is one way to join, and I'll probably keep this in here because I'm going to start looking for a corporation to join, and then you get to see that whole process of being inducted into a corporation. A couple of the sidebar conversations that you have to have with some of these corporations that are a little more strict about talking to people. So yeah. So this is one way, looking at the English Recruitment channel or whatever. They have multiple languages out there. I speak English, obviously. So I will check it out in here. And then again, if you're ever going to change corporations, right? So if you want to operate in nullsec and the corporation you're with is strictly going to do high, if the corporation with is doing strictly high sec and you want to move to null sec, you can always pull this channel up and listen in and see what's going on. Your other option for finding corporation is going to social, grabbing corporation, and then you can kind of set your, what type of action are you looking for, right? Are you looking for exploration, mission running, what type of PvP you're looking for? I always do escalation, mission running. They don't really have, they have production, so we can throw that in there. You can choose areas of operation, so I have high sec, low sec, because I could make a living in with a little bit of low sec if they own a section of low sec that they defend. and yeah, so all right, so we could check the Road Corporation, and these are corporations that have ads out there. They may not be actively throwing things in here, but you can see what they have, and then usually they have recruiters that you can talk to, and sometimes they have the like a public channel to talk to people. And you know, I would always say jump into their public channel before you just say, okay, I'm going to join them. See what they're expecting. I can say that some of these are deceiving. I don't see any that I know are deceiving. But I know that I have joined a corporation that said family first, and then every time I couldn't be available for CTA or something like that, I was hissed at. I got the hiss of shame, which I felt was crap, and it's whatever. So this comes down to the first topic of feeling things out. And this is something I'll probably do, just like I've been doing. I'll listen to the recruitment channel. I'll check that, the corporation search box and everything like that to see if anything sparks my fancy, and probably try to join them. I'm not going to be so worried about creating, a dummy, quote unquote dummy, to join corporations first before I drag Lunanar, or whatever I called her. Lunanar. Miss Hertini with her martini. Only because this, for all I know, I say this now, this may be a tune that I just end up deleting, just simply because this was just an experiment to do YouTube videos on and talk about some industry stuff, and do an industry focused series, as opposed to say my PvE focused experiences or things like that. So who knows what this character holds. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm hopefully going to start. I'm on episode 5. I have not gone through and done. I have not taken this through the editor to create and post the episodes yet. I'm hoping to get that done maybe tomorrow or through the week, if I can find the spare time. But this is hopefully we'll get to a point where I can start to take some comments and get some ideas for future episodes if people enjoy watching this. So until then, I hope everybody has a great night and fly safe.